live, and then we could start it off also. Yeah. So, hi Yash. Hello and welcome to this live. Yash, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. So, hello and welcome to this live. My name is Sibu. I'm the VP of Growth in Clientjoy, and today I'm tagged along with Yash, who's the CEO and Chief Executive at Clientjoy. Today we are going to Today we are going to show you how you can make the best use of white labeling in Clientjoy and offer a seamless experience to your clients. Well, let's speak about why white labeling is first of all important. The keyword over here is, I would say, personalization and experience, which eventually leads to a larger sense of ownership. Now, you may ask why this is so important. I would answer this with an analogy. Why do companies brand their office, paint their walls with their brand colors, use their brand elements across their interiors, use color coordinated chairs and tables? It's funny, right? And then they also put up their brand values in large fonts and content across and as quotes across their entrances, right? Well, this is exactly why white labeling is important. It's a trade of reputation, sophistication, and the most amazing thing I'll tell you, which it can also generate some additional revenue for your service company. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're probably thinking, how can white labeling be monetized? Well, surprise, we have over hundreds of users who offer client portal to their clients as an added service and charge anywhere between $10 to $50 per month. Well, if you look at how intelligent these users are, they're literally waiving off their monthly client usage charges of $39 per month, right? Now imagine a CRM that pays you to use it. Think of it that way. So today in this video, we are going to be covering the following pointers. Basically, removing Clientjoy across Clientjoy's logo and existence across the entire platform, adding custom scripts and CSS, hosting Clientjoy on your domain, white labeling client portal, and using custom SMTP for emails. Well, before we deep dive into these topics, let's look at why are we doing these live series. One of the key things why we started this live session series was because when we were looking at our help chat and support tickets, we found that most folks had questions around things that were already possible within Clientjoy quite easily, but because the features were not discoverable enough, our users were deploying some sort of inefficient workaround. We've always wanted Clientjoy to be as simplistic and as minimalistic as possible, but even though we try to do that every day, since there are over 150 features in the product, some things get lost and buried with time. The goal of this live session is to share some journeys on the product that will make using Clientjoy even more blissful and efficient for you. If you'd like to make Clientjoy better for you, I'd recommend you join a beta program on clientjoy.io/partner/beta program. I'm going to be putting down the link after this after my session. What this would do is that before we release our next feature, we'll give you an early access to test it out and offer feedback on improvements around flow, structure, use case for the feature. Your feedbacks are not only going to help you, it's going to help every new person who's going to be coming and joining into the ecosystem of Clientjoy. And it's also going to be obviously advantageous to everyone who's already been using Clientjoy, right? And when I say a lot of people who are already using Clientjoy, I'm speaking about 4,000 plus agencies and 9,000 plus freelancers that are spread across 90 plus countries. Well, it is flawless and it should be flawless for them. And you could play an important part in making it flawless, right? Again, you could just go on clientjoy.io/partner/beta-program and you could sign up for a beta program. Also, if you're new over here, I recommend joining our Facebook community, which has about 1,500 freelancers and agency owners. You can go onto fb.com/group/clientjoy. I'm going to be putting up the link after my session. This community is a safe place where you can ask questions, answer other people's questions, or just share what you're going through. You may have everyday queries coming up. How to set up Google ads? How do I set up Google product shopping ads? How do I do something with SEO? All these questions are probably can be answered by someone who belongs to the same industry, right? Where are you going to get an access of 1,500 people belonging to the same industry and working at the same place, right? So Clientjoy is the community that can offer you all of those things. Lastly, if you've been around a while, you already know that we at Clientjoy are working at an express pace to deliver value to you. Now there is a place where you can check these features out as well. Just head over to updates.clientjoy.io and you will see our meticulous releases along with use cases and documentation ready for you to explore and start using Clientjoy and start using within Clientjoy, right? Again, our update log is available on updates.clientjoy.io. Now that I'm done with all my hidden agendas, let's get started with looking through how we can implement white labeling across Clientjoy and provide a more efficient and a blissful solution to your end clients. Over to you, Yash.
Awesome, yeah. Thank you. Is my audio and everything fine?
Yeah, yeah, everything's great.
Perfect. Yeah.
Loud and clear.
So awesome. So thank you for the introduction. I think you'll have to. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can.
Yeah. So you'll just have to bring to the stage. So just wanted to kind of very quickly while you bring that to the stage. So one of the things that is something that we've been working on for a while. It's finished, but it's up and new that communicates genuinely what the product does for all the visitors. And so I encourage you to check it out on clientjoy.io and offer us feedback wherever you can, whenever you can. We'd be happy to hear from you what this new website that we've designed and made. This is a language or a design change that we are bringing in across the whole product as well. And this is something that has been keeping us busy for the past, I think, a couple of weeks. Right? So just wanted to kind of share that as an update with you as well. Now, before I start how to can you actually white label Clientjoy, I actually wanted to give you a little bit of insight into why you should do that, where will it apply, and how can you do that as well, right? So you just let me know in case if there are any challenges that come up. So just want to make sure that all of us are on the same page. Are you able to hear me, Sibu?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Just give me one sec. I think Canva is acting up a little bit. I'm not able to present while I'm in Canva, so you just wait for a second, and we'll see what happens. My internet should be working because I'm already live with you. I don't know why Canva won't work. This is
So even Canva has bugs, right?
but this is billions of dollars, and look at the speed with which it's loading, right? Because um,
Yeah, right.
you know internet speed is good because I'm able to do this live, but it's not able to load a presentation. That's news for me. Let me start off from scratch. Let me start off from the website and see what
Oh,
happens.
no problem. No problem.
Okay, I think this presentation is going to take a bit. In the meantime, let's talk about what's up with you, Sibu. I hear you recently went on a trip.
I did, and although it's a very unpopular destination, but yeah, well, everyone knows about it. I went to Thailand and Vietnam, and it was not a
Uh-huh.
business trip.
Uh-huh. Awesome, yeah.
Right.
Good,
But I'll tell you
good
the
travels.
most important question that I had for you, in fact, right now. We are speaking about
Mhm.
white labeling and why it's important, personalization and ownership, but I don't see our chairs being color coordinated.
Yeah, it's not. Our chairs are not color coordinated because we don't have the budgets for it right now. We are not. We're a very super early. So I'll tell you what we. I mean, I have a good public answer and I have a real answer. So like my good public answer that I would give is primarily something to the effect of, oh, my presentation just went off. Is it? It's supposed to be
No, that's
here.
not possible. That's not possible.
Here it is. Got it, got it.
Yeah,
So my good public answer is that we don't believe, so we don't have visiting cards, letterheads, and stuff like that. So my public answer
right,
is always that we don't believe in any physical aspect of an organization.
right,
Our product is digital. We acquire customers digitally. They use the product
right,
digitally, and so all of our branding is digital, and so everything on the web that we have across our social channels, across our blog, our website, all of that is color coordinated. Right, so physically we don't have anything color coordinated, but the real answer, as you very well know, is that we
right.
don't have the money for it yet. uh, we the conversation always is hey, we could do two things. Either we could have brand color coordinated chairs, or we could build a feature within the product and have an additional engineer who could build something new that could offer
Right.
even more value to our customers, right? So
I think the priorities are
So
quite
yeah,
straight out here. The priorities are quite straight. And to
fingers crossed.
everyone
Fingers crossed.
who's watching this live, and if they are on the free for your version, I request you to buy our package, buy our LTD package that we've been running onto a promotion so that we can fit on color coordinated chairs.
Yeah, we can sit on color coordinated chairs. And so finally, I think we've gotten Canva to work. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Are you able to see it properly on your screen, Sibu? Please say yes.
I can see everything properly.
Perfect. So this is what we are going to talk about today, right? So white labeling Clientjoy for your clients, removing Clientjoy logo, adding custom script and CSS, hosting Clientjoy on your domain, white labeling client portal, using custom SMTP for emails. One of the things that I feel when I write all of these things and we prepare these presentations is because this is filled with a lot of jargons, right? And so to a person who's just running an agency, a lot of these things might not mean anything. I mean, so we make it a point to kind of explain that to you. What do all of these things mean? What are the benefits? And in this session, we'll also kind of do all of those activities along with you, so you realize how easy is it to get all of them done as well. Just before we move on to the presentation, a little bit about me. So I'm co-founder. I currently serve as client. I did an engineering from NIT Surat and I worked as an investment banker before starting an IT service agency. The two people team and grew it to about a 55 people operation offering SaaS, fintech, and e-commerce web and mobile applications. And before that was before founding Clientjoy. While we were running our agency, our tech agency, we realized that there are a lot of challenges for an agency owner, and we should build a software. We've built SaaS products for our clients as an agency. Why don't we build a SaaS product for our peers who are other agencies, right? And so that's kind of how Clientjoy started. Clientjoy, we currently help 4,000 odd agencies and 9,000 freelancers in 90 plus countries, grow, fulfill, and earn. We've won some awards, we've had some media mentions, and we're a great team of about 31 people who run Clientjoy, right? And so here's a random screen. This is something that I just like looking at. So here's a random screenshot of about 1,000 people who were using Clientjoy at some point of time, like 6-7 months ago. We had 1,000 people concurrently using Clientjoy. Now we have a lot more. But that was our first benchmark, right? So we had 1,000 people concurrently using the product, and we just took a screenshot of it, and this is kind of how it looked like. It was spread across various countries. And coming to why should you white label Clientjoy, right? So there are a couple of reasons. So the first thing is because you can add your own logo, your color, you can put it up on your domain, you can put your own custom style sheet or custom styling, JavaScript embeds, email, and so on and so forth. But and so these are all the features that you can use. But the primary reason why you should white label Clientjoy is so that you can make an impression while you're working with your clients, right? So the difference, so white labeling all of your offerings to your clients is the difference between a $500 client and a $1,000 client, or it could be the difference between $5,000 client and a $7,000 client. The amount of effort that you have to put in is still the same, but just the fact that the client doesn't know that you're using an out-of-the-box software, the client feels like you've built this portal for them. And the other thing is that if you at your agency are running a lot of processes, then you can also kind of figure out a way of bringing those things in as well. And we'll talk about them as well, right? So what are the things that you can white label? So the first thing is your templates, right? So your proposal templates, your email templates. So all the emails that go from the system or invoices or proposals, anything and everything that goes from the system can be completely white labeled, and you can even the copy can be yours, the signature can be yours. You can use merge fields and so on and so forth. And we'll see how to do that. You can also add your logo and your color so that on all the public facing pages, and we'll see the list of all the public facing pages that Clientjoy offers, but all the public facing pages that Clientjoy creates while you're working with your leads and clients, all of them will carry your logo and your color, right? The second thing is your domain, right? So if you send out, let's say, an invoice using Clientjoy, it's hosted on app.clientjoy.io / an obscure URL, right? Now, if you connect your domain with Clientjoy, then it could be hosted on essentially clients.yourdomain.com/an obscure URL, right? And so what that does for you is that it improves the perception of your brand as well. You can also implement your custom CSS and JavaScript, and what this means is you can is on all the public pages and client portal and so on and so forth. You can change colors of buttons, you can change fonts, you can change the text that appears on the login screen. You can implement pop-up forms, you can implement chat widgets and so on and so forth, right? And we'll see how to do that. And it's super simple. It sounds complicated, but it's super simple to do that. It takes less than 5 minutes to implement all of these things. And lastly is email, right? Even the email saying that, hey, you received an invoice, or here's a reminder for your proposal, or we've received your payment. All of these emails that are even system generated, right? All of them can also be sent via your custom SMTP, right? So these are all the things that you can white label. Now, where will all of these white labeled stuff appear, right? So where all these things apply? So the first place where it applies is proposal pages. So when you send out a proposal, the client or the lead opens the email, clicks on the link, and then comes to the proposal page. That proposal page where they are supposed to sign or they are supposed to go through all the details that you added, that is completely white labeled, right? The next place is the invoices page. So you've sent an invoice, and congratulations on taking the deal to fruition. You're just about to get paid. But you sent an invoice, and so when your client clicks on the link, lands onto the invoice, that is also white labeled. So it has your color, it has your domain, it has your logo, it has everything that just talks about it. It does not talk about Clientjoy at all. Your meeting booking links, right? This is something where you'll have a higher frequency, right? So typically we ourselves use Clientjoy to sell Clientjoy, to grow Clientjoy. And so I share my meeting booking links created via Clientjoy, right? So as you might already know, there's a scheduler that Clientjoy offers that integrates with your calendar, and then you can create slots that, hey, I'm going to be available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then I'm also going to be available on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. for calls with my leads, right? And so you want to make that calendar or scheduler publicly available. That scheduler will carry your logo, and it will be on your domain, and it can also have your custom CSS and JavaScripts, right? So that's another thing that a free version of Calendly definitely doesn't offer, right? The next place is client portal. This is where it becomes super valuable, right? So this is where the white labeling takes you from a $5,000 client to a $7,000 client, because when they log into so already the client portal integrates with Figma, Trello, Asana, Google Analytics, Miro, Google Forms, Notion, Airtable, Loom, Canva, YouTube, all of these things, along with proposals, invoices, files, and stuff like that Clientjoy natively offers. And on top of that, it can carry your logo. And on top of that, it works on your domain. So your client comes onto a login screen which carries your logo. They put in their credentials and then they log in. And we'll see how all of this works as well in a bit. And so let's see how to white label Clientjoy, right? So that was the quick presentation. Sibu, if you have any questions at any point of time, just let me know and we could take those up. Right. So we'll start with this. I just log out and I just go to the dashboard and we'll start from scratch. So since I'm using only the one screen, I'm not able to see what's happening on the screen. So at any point of time, Sibu, if there's anything that you want to say, you'll have to unmute yourself and just let me know. Right? Yeah.
Yes. Surely, yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. So this is Clientjoy. This is how it looks like. This is the dashboard that we are on, and so this is actually one of the first things that I recommend. So typically, one of the conversations internally that we had was, we should ask our new users to sign up, and they should be able to create leads and integrate their email and create clients and invoices and proposals and see how all of the system works. But this is essentially what I recommend you do. The first thing that you do when you sign into Clientjoy, just go to your settings, click on Branding Plus, and so it takes you over here, right? In Branding Plus, there are three aspects. So the first one is brand identity, which talks about your logo, your favicon, and the brand color, right? And so upload all of these things. And so what this means is that your client portal here will carry your logo. The invoices will also carry your logo. And the favicon that you upload over here, which is 32 cross 32 pixels, it'll appear over here in the brand tab, which is right here, right? So if you can see the small C right over here. So I'm just going to very quickly upload the. So before this, all the places where your logo is supposed to appear, it currently Clientjoy exists, right? So currently, all of your invoices, proposals, everything just says Clientjoy. And so for now, I just upload this. So let's say this is my agency whose name is Joy, and so this is the logo. So I just upload the logo, and so this logo will start appearing on client portal, on invoices, on browser tabs. On browser tabs, I allow to upload a favicon, but that's something that we could do later as well. So that's okay. My brand color is something that I just written down over here in Notion. So I just pick that up. So I just put in my brand color over here. Okay. And so this is the brand color. So my tabs, lines, all of those things, the subtleties of the company, those things are also taken up as a part of the brand identity, right? The next that we want to do is we want to set up custom domain, right? So now before we look at how to set up custom domain, let me show you where it's to apply, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to the scheduler, and I'll very quickly. Oh, I've not actually synced my calendar, so I'll have to actually sync my calendar. So instead of going to scheduler, let's just go to client portal, right? So this is how my client portal as of now looks like. This is the logo that I just added right now. These are some of the other things that I've embedded, and I'll go through that in a bit as well. But the key thing that I want to show over here is that this client portal runs on app.clientjoy.io/client portal, right? So this is the URL that it runs on. And what I want to do is I want this to run on, let's say, portal.sasjoy.io or portal.any other domain.io. And so what I do is I just go back to Branding Plus. I just go to custom domain. And so it's fair. If at any point of time you have any questions, you'll just be able to click over here, and this is the help article that will guide you through. For now, what I'm going to do is we're using Cloudflare, and so we have a domain called Agency Advocate that we are not using, and so I'm going to put it up on clients.agencyadvocate.com. And so I just go back into my custom domain setup, click over here, and so it just says that I have to create a DNS record. That's type of CNAME, and its name could be whatever. So this CRM is an example, but the name that I want to add, it could be anything. So I just put it over here. So I want it to be on client.agencyadvocate.io. This is what I want it to be on, and it'll share with you a quick preview of how the links would be. For example, my workspace login link, which is what I use and my team members use, they can log in on clients.agencyadvocate. And the link with which my clients will log in, they can log in on clients.agencyadvocate.io/client portal, right? All my public links, including my proposals, will be on clients.agencyadvocate.io, the obscure URL/proposal. And again, even my invoices and my scheduler, all of those things will be on clients.agencyadvocate.io/obscure URL/invoices, right? And so I'm just going to go to, Cloudflare over here. I'll head over to DNS, and I'll click on add a record. Add a record. It's going to be CNAME. It's going to be client. So it says it's going to be clients.agencyadvocate.io, as you can see over here. And my target is what Clientjoy gave me, which is hosting.clientjoy.io. Hosting.clientjoy.io is common for all the users, and you can use that. I just switch off the proxy and I hit save. Right? As soon as I hit save, it will start to propagate. It will take some time, but it will start to. And you can always click over here to see if it has already started working, right? So the domain is successfully connected to clients.agencyadvocate.io. The SSL certificate, however, it typically takes us 24 hours to implement an SSL certificate. But you can start working with the custom domain, right? So as I already showed you, the client portal, or like 5 minutes ago, the client this actually happened a lot fast. To be honest with you, this happened a lot faster than I anticipated. I was thinking it will take at least 10 to 15 minutes. And so in the meantime, I'm going to show you a couple of other things, but just worked in 30 seconds or less. And to be honest, this is not because of Clientjoy, right? It's just because all of these domains are propagated in batches. And so I was just lucky that during this live, it was already being propagated and it happened, right? So as you can see, as of 5 odd minutes ago, it is working on app.clientjoy.io/client portal. And from now on, it's going to work on clients.agencyadvocate/client portal, or even I can log in using this link as well. And the SSL certificate is typically what takes us about 24 hours. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to actually bypass the SSL. But if you are connecting, then in 24 hours start working, right? So I've already done my custom domain setup, and let's see how that works, right? So I'm going to go to my clients. I'm going to go to my customers. Let me just refresh this. I think because we have already implemented the custom domain, right? So it's going to be clients.agencyadvocate.io. This is where I'm going to log in. Oh, I think there's some challenge that we are facing right now. Just give me 1 second to check. We are already in SaaSjoy. Oh, this is the other workspace. Let me just log out and log back in. Let me see if this is propagated properly, right? We'll check CNAME record. Yep, it's propagated. It's working well all across the globe. So this has already started working. So you just have to wait for a bit for it to start working. Yeah, I think the domain thing is an issue. Sivu, do we have any questions at this point of time?
Yeah, hi. So we actually do. And one of the questions is what's the most, so people are asking that, being a small agency owner or being a freelancer, how can they make the best use of white labeling? Because, so you know how freelancing works, right? And as a freelancer, some freelancers have an opinion that they do not really care about white labeling as a solution because they're running a small setup, they're not registered as an organization themselves. And while some freelancers who are more about their reputation, about their own brand ownership, etc., they're more concerned and they have a very opposite opinion about having white labeling as one of the most important things while when they are dealing with their clients. So, what is your opinion? What's your take on that for people who are saying no?
So I don't think there's no point or there's no advantage of not showing your brand in the softwares or the products that you're using, right? The whole idea is and even if you don't believe in the power of branding, even if you don't think that branding is going to get you more clients, what you've got to agree with me on, or what you've got to think about, is that like the branding lies in little things, right? So think of it this way: like when your client who's using your branded client portal talks about the services that you're offering with his friends, or talks about it with his peer group,
Mm,
or even within his organization, he's going to open up that link, right? So he's going to
right,
show them that particular portal. When you send out a proposal, so let's say you are an agency owner, and sorry, let's say you are the client and I am the agency owner, and there
right,
are three people or five people who are involved on your side in making this decision, right? And if that is the
right,
case, then when I send out a proposal, or when there is a meeting that you need to book on my calendar, all of that will need to I mean, so if my brand is present over there, it makes an impact on three or four or five other people who are looking at it as well, right?
right,
And
definitely.
so even if I'm not investing heavily into branding of my organization, even if I believe that sales is what helps us grow, or leads, and
Right,
ROI driven marketing and stuff like that, branding is still super super helpful, right? So yeah,
right.
that's primarily what I'd say.
Right. I think accept it as an answer because branding is important, and which is why how much ever small your shop is, if you're running a retail outlet, the first thing that you do is you print your business cards and you put up a name on the shop front, right? Because you need
Yeah,
an identity. Yeah, you don't want to be called that shop, or you don't want to be called that person, that agency who had bald hair, who was bald, or who had gray hair. You don't want to be called like that. You need some identity. And
yeah,
I think digitally,
yeah,
branding plus can create or can reinforce your identity rather, on someone who's going to be
absolutely.
checking your past work or something like that. And
Oh no, absolutely.
yeah, and so in fact, there's one more question which is quite interesting and which has been a long-running debate inside our organization as well. That when is Clientjoy coming up with? So because we are planning to cover custom CSS as one of the topics in our today's video. So people
Yeah,
are asking
yeah.
that if are we do we have any plans of coming up with dark mode in Clientjoy?
Dark mode is something that I love. I use it. So I tried and used my influence as much as possible, and I was able to. I'm not sure if people are able to see my screen now, but I tried and used my influence enough, and I was only able to create or get the header done in dark mode. That's the
Right.
extent of influence that I have in the organization. Uh, the rest of the product is still in light mode, but I'd love to see dark mode in the product. Our product team is saying that that's not going to offer any additional. So here's a question that the product team asks, right? So whenever I
Right.
talk about dark mode, or we talk about dark mode, they just say, is this going to help agencies earn $1 extra? And so,
Hmm.
so to that, typically my answer is no, it's not. It's not going to help them earn more, but it's just going to improve their experience. And so then their answer is, okay, are we here to offer great experiences to our customers, or are we here to help them grow? What does our mission statement say? And I'm like, 1 million agencies and freelancers grow their business and manage their clients. Yeah, there's nothing
Right.
about dark mode in there. So that's typically the conversation that happens,
So
that
I
we're here to
think
help them grow. But yeah.
you should have you should have thought twice before coming up with this mission statement. Years back.
Yeah, I should have, because there are so many
Right.
things that we want to do for user and customer delight, right? So
Right.
simple stuff like the loaders in the product could be super funny, right? So they could just make them
Right.
laugh, make their so something
Absolutely.
like, hey, you look nice today, right? Just something like that in the product.
Right. Right.
But again, that's the
Right.
conversation. Is this going to help us? Sorry, is this going to help our customers make more money, get more clients, grow their business? No, no.
Right.
Then we only focus on that simple goal. So you're correct. I should have thought.
Right.
I should have thought a little more about that.
I think we are back
For sure.
and things are working now. So I think over to you,
Yeah.
Josh.
And so yeah, no, absolutely. So this is the custom that's already connected. And so what we are now going to do is we are going to look at, firstly, we are going to look at the client portal as is, and then we'll implement custom CSS and custom JavaScripts, right? So let's look at the client portal as is. And so this is typically the client portal that you get. This is the template view. Actually, let me show you what it looks like from a user standpoint, right? So I just log in. You're able to see my Safari screen, right, Sibu?
I can see.
Awesome. So this is a demo client that we've created, and this is the client portal login screen. As you see, it currently works on app.clientjoy.io, and I did not save the password. And so this is how the client portal looks to Doran Martel, right? From the House of Dawn, and so you can embed Google Data Studio reports over here, and these are live reports that users can interact with, right? So this is not an image or anything like that. You can actually click and you can change dates and you can do all of those things as well. And all things will change over here as well. This is actually a live embed of the report. You can embed order form that you could have created in type form. And so again, all of this is within your client portal, right? So you could do that. You could embed something like a very simple Airtable database of content calendar that you're creating for your clients, and they'll appear over here like this. So it could be any view that you've selected. You could also put in project tracker that you've created in ClickUp, as you can see. So embedded, and then obviously all the files that you've created and all the invoices that you've sent, all those things will also come over here. I've not shared any file for now, but primarily this is how client portal looks like as of now, right? And so now we'll look at what happens when we, and so this is the editor from your side, right? And so now what we are going to do, we are going to go in and we are going to put in custom CSS and custom JavaScript, right? So that can be done from client pages. So just go into client pages and it says pages customization. These are the pages that are shown to your clients, for example, client portal, invoices, and proposal pages. And so this is where you typically put your JavaScript, right? So now as you can see over here, when you are using Clientjoy, when you have questions, you can chat with us right from here as well. However, you want to offer similar thing to your clients, that when they are in their client portal, they should be able to chat with you as well. And so we got a free talk.to account which is there, which is great for chats, right? And so this is the widget code, which is a very simple Java that I'm going to go in and paste over here. And so this is the JavaScript snippet, and just hit save. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in CSS as well, right? And so this is sample CSS that I've not written. Someone else in the organization has written, and they've changed, just for the purposes of the demo, they've changed some colors on the client portal. So I hope you remember how the client portal looked like. Before I hit save changes, I'll just show you how it looks like as of now. And so this is what it looks like as of now. I'm going to log out. This is what it looks like as of now. I just go over here and website data and stuff like that. Just remember all of these colors, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out, right? And this is what the login page looks like. And I'll go back to my Chrome and hit save changes. We'll wait for a second. We'll go back to Safari. You can already see the talk.to over here, and we'll refresh and we'll see all the colors over here change as well. Yeah. So these are the changes that happened because of the custom CSS. Now, obviously, the custom CSS was not written well. You can see over here, it has email right over here. However, the JavaScript and everything started working. So welcome to our site. If you need, this is the sample chat that has been created over there. And so I'm just going to log in. See how client portal looks like. And so as you can see, there are some small little changes that happened in client portal as well, right? So this hover is happening with different color. I can also click over here, and if there are any other changes that could happen over here as well with the custom CSS, I can also click over here. There are no changes that we've made to the model window, but as you can see now, your clients can start chatting with you. So when your client types in a hi, you will start to receive it in your talk.to panel, right? So this is already there, and so this is the visitor that has written hi, right? So you're already able to see that, and you can now start having a conversation, right? So I could join in and just say, hey, how are things, right? And so again, your clients will be able to start seeing that in their client portal. Sorry for that. So they will start seeing over here, right? Now you can create all of your profiles and stuff like that as well, and make this live chat widget a lot better. But that's primarily the power of custom CSS and custom JavaScripts, right? So I just close this for now. And this, by the way, is applied to your invoices, and it is also applied to your proposals. It's applied to everything that you do within Clientjoy as well, right? The next thing that we want to see, and which is the last thing that we want to see, are email templates, right? So there are certain email templates that you can create, directly just by yourself, right? So these are just the email templates that you can create and then use them in your sequences, in your typical email conversations and stuff like that. However, these are all the emails that Clientjoy as a system sends out. So these are the emails that Clientjoy sends out. As an example, resend an invoice to a customer, right? So this is what that particular email looks like. And this is the template which already carries all of your merge fields. And so you can start making edits over here as well. And once you do that, and once you hit save, all the whenever in the future you start to resend an invoice to a customer, these templates will be used. And similarly, you can do that for all of these cases, for invoices, and then for proposals, and then for customers as well, right? And so you can even customize these, add in your specific images, add in your logos. You can make all of those changes in email templates as well. So that's primarily it. Just to very quickly sum it up, you can set up your brand entity, you can set up your custom domain, you can also do your custom SMTP setup. So by default, all the system emails go from clientjoy.io, but you can just very simply create with your Gmail, Outlook, or whatever server that you're using, and start sending it your own personal email address as well. And they just it's a 3-click process that you can just really simple and easy to do. So just to kind of quickly sum it up, your colors on all the pages that are publicly available, your domain, your SMTP, your custom style sheet or custom JavaScripts, your email templates, everything is completely yours, such that when your client, and this is where this starts to shine, when your client starts to use access to Clientjoy, there's no way for them to know that you're using Clientjoy, because this favicon will be replaced, this domain will be replaced, this logo is already, as you can see, replaced. You can put in your custom style sheet over here, you can put in your custom JavaScript over here, and that's primarily it. Sibu, if there are any questions, I'd be let's take them on.
There are actually. And so people want to know that does ClientJoy offer any pre-made custom scripts to change the look and feel of the client portal?
That's a great question. We don't as of now, but we should, and we will convert those things as scripts. Sorry, we will convert those things as themes, and we should start offering them
Right.
as a part of what Clientjoy offers. That's a great idea.
Right. And how soon are we looking at doing that?
I don't think it's a lot of effort, because it's just having, let's say, Faizan design a couple of different versions of how client portal could look, and it's about just exporting the Figma file into converting that into a CSS and then allowing that as an option within the product. So that should not be a lot of effort, but let's have a conversation internally, and wherever this comment is or wherever this chat is, wherever this is, we'll reply to that with a firm timeline.
Surely, surely. There's one more question. So people want to know what is the most useful custom script integration one should do on a client portal. The most
So
useful one,
the
which you
custom
think.
script, in my opinion, the most useful custom script is a pop-up form, right? If you
Okay.
and a chat widget. So pop-up form and a chat widget, right? So and I'll tell you why. So whatever software that you use to collect data from your clients, they must be offering pop-up forms, and those pop-up forms work with JavaScript. And so the reason why they're super interesting is because what you do is you could say, once a user scrolls to 50% of your proposal, a pop-up form should appear, right?
Oh, nice.
Or once a user has spent more than 7 seconds on an invoice, a pop-up form should appear, right? And so you could devise all of these use cases and just
Right.
implement them within Clientjoy. And so those forms, those questions could be, hey, do you have any questions? Are you facing any challenges? I'd be happy to get on a call and
Right.
explain this to you. And that form, like once whoever is reading the proposal, once they submit that form, they could be redirected to your meeting scheduler also, which is
Right.
also created within Clientjoy, right? And that's the beauty of Clientjoy, that you can do everything in one single place.
Right, right. That's awesome. And one last question that we have is from one of our free users. And the question is, what happens? So everyone knows that we have a 30-day free pro trial, and then people want to try out the entire platform. They're going to be setting up their SMTP emails. They're going to be setting up the custom domains, etc., etc. What happens after the 30 days free trial? What happens after 30-day pro trial? What if I take more time to decide if I want to upgrade or not? What happens with that? The custom lose the host and see what is exactly.
So here's a couple of things that could happen. So what we strongly recommend you to do is use the pro trial for 30 days. And if you've not been able to test it out enough, if you've not been able to try it out enough, if you're still not sure whether you're in love with Clientjoy or not, then up to pro, and there's a 30-day refund window, right? If you don't like Clientjoy, if you don't think that Clientjoy is going in the direction where your business is going, then you still have 30 days, and this 30-day refund period is no questions asked, right? So if you say that you want your $39 back, or $30, whether you are on the monthly plan or the annual plan, if you say that you want that money back, there's just no will refund the money back to you. And that's pretty much it. So essentially, you have, from the day that you sign up to the time that you have to absolutely make the decision, you have 60 days, the 30 days of pro trial and 30 days of refund window. The other interesting or important thing is also the fact that you don't have to figure out yourself. As soon as you go into Clientjoy, in the header, you'll be able to see that we are super eager to give you a demo and understand your. So is if demo, you might have interacted with either Tanmay or Saptarshi, and both of them are getting into this conversation with the thought process that they are here to help you make the choice of the right CRM. And so you will see that they don't even Clientjoy, or they don't try to sell Clientjoy. This is something that we've maintained sanctity from day one. We've said that we want to understand what the use case is of the people who are taking the demo. Since we've been an agency before, since we are building a CRM, and we have and as a part of that, we've signed up and used more than 50 other CRMs. We understand what the
Right.
space is like. and it's super confusing. And so we sometimes, a lot of our calls are just answering questions about even other products. And so just book a demo and just ask us questions, and they not need not necessarily be about client, right? They could be about CRM or agency in general, right? And we'll get on as many calls as necessary to help you make the right choice. And there have been times when I've recommended that please don't use Clientjoy. This is not. You can check out Intercom, or you can check out HubSpot, or you can check out Pipedrive, and these are the reasons why you should check them out. Right. So yeah.
Right. 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 I think it's definitely good for the reason why we have coordinated.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit. That's yes.
Awesome here. I would like to thank everyone for joining in. Even after this, if you have any questions, just please drop those things in the comments, and we'll be there to answer all of these questions as well. Thank you for taking the time out. Hope I've been able to help you make a better, take a better or easier step in terms of how can you white label Clientjoy for your business as well. Lovely having you here. See you on the next Wednesday, same place, same time. Until next time. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.